Steve from Custom Table Tennis, and we just thought we'd do this little review, how to choose the black carbon bat. First of all, it's basically a customer who's decided on the blade, he's looked at all the blades, he's looked at our chart, and the black carbon, it's still got a higher degree of control for the amount of speed. We've got two more blades that have got more control, but if you set on the black carbon, this video is about how to choose. So there's the chart. I'll come back to it later with the rubbers, but what I'll do is I'll bring in the blade, because you can build your own bat. Literally, the blade that you're going to get on any of our bats is absolutely no different to this one here. You can put this in the basket and build your own bat if you want different sides, but this is just a look at how to choose. So beautifully made, nice and flush. You can see you've got your carbon layers in there, and we know we've been selling these probably 15 years or more. Right, so if we start at the original, the first one then, because this is where it can get confusing. We've got the first one, which is the Gambler 7s. The other thing to factor in is the weight as well, and I'll talk a little bit more about that as we go along. So you get the blade, which online is $29.99, or you can, for £10 extra, you can get the bat pre-made with the Gambler. That's the Gambler 0. That's the Gambler 7s. I wish they'd have done different packets, but they're very, very similar. So you get that one there, and as you can see, the weight, it's a nice weight. It's not overly light, it's not too heavy. The other thing that I've done for the purpose of this, the bats I've made are all with 80-gram blades, so you can get a sense of where we are when choosing the rubber. But if you're just starting out, your U3A, this is where you want to be, and then obviously you're not paying that much for the rubber, and you can pay these peel off. I've done it in other videos, and then you can choose. So that's the first one. Then moving along, I'll put that out of the way as well, and then moving along to the next one up, and they don't go up by huge amounts on the lower end bats. As you can see, there's not a great deal in the weight. That's the 0 packet, and then so it's just a little bit quicker. So very, very similar, 5 or 10% quicker, not quite as sticky, and again, beginner, intermediate, absolutely fine, nice lightweight, and we're happy, we're delighted with these. I do like the logo on these. I'll just peel that back. I just think it's a nice clear logo. You can see what you've got. That's the ITTF number. Gambler is the 28th company on the list, and this was the 7th rubber that they brought out. Great rubber at the price point on our carbon blade. And then the next one then, so what you'll notice on this one is on the Volt M, it's about 10 grams heavier, 8 or 10 grams heavier, and that's because this is on a, get that out of the way, this one, it actually comes sealed. So really nice. You've got maximum speed and spin of a mechanical type of rubber, and you can see it's got quite a hard sponge. Sell lots of these. That's a great rubber. I'd say if you're an improver, it's better than a beginner bat, but what you've got to factor in is the extra weight. So moving along again then, I haven't got one of everything because we'd be here all day, but what we've got, we also decided that we were going to do a Battle 2 bat and a double Battle 2 and a Hurricane 3. So we've got the Battle 2 bat there. You see that down a little bit in weight again, but you've got this rubber here that is very, very popular. We know we sell an awful lot of that, and especially in the national version, which is a lot cheaper than the national version of the Hurricane 3. So again, just moving up, so If you want a little bit more spin, you're not bothered too much about the weight, that's where you want to be. Sticky type of rubber. And then moving along, so you can get that in the Hurricane as well. It's both the same price. You can choose what you want rather than having to go at putting on yourself and buying the glue and all the rest of it. And then moving along, then we've got the ever popular Korea. So what you've got to realize, again, it's no heavier than anything we've seen with the harder sponges, but it's going to be in the 180s. So if the weight, what I would suggest that you do if you're buying your second bat, find out what your bat weighs, because sometimes we get a phone call, oh, I want a really light bat, but we don't know what the weight of your bat is. So find out what your bat is, and my advice is to try and get something within 10 grams either way of what you've got, because weight is critical. You can, if you end up with a bat that's 30 grams heavier than what you've had before, you can end up with all kinds of tennis elbow, golfer's elbow, and shoulder and all sorts. If you've been playing with something that's 160, 167, something like that, that's probably what you need to be looking at. But this is a massive seller. If you want blue, that's where you gotta go. It's the Korea. I mean, we sold out of that in the absolute very first day. Really nice bat, nice rubber, nice and spinny, and you've got your German technology there. So, and then last but not least, and this is probably the best selling rubber at my club in Leeds, and you can see why. So we started off with the 84 gram blade, but you can see this bat weighs 10 grams lighter. It's the lightest rubber available from the Vega series. And what I'll do at this point is I'll bring back in the chart. So as you can see from the chart, you've got your highest degree of control on your Europe DF, and then down on the Korea you've got more speed and a little bit less control. But somebody was on about this chap on a German site and with all these different brands, and you just can't go by that. This is a guide. And all you need to know is that the Europe DF has got more control than the Vega Pro down here, or these rubbers, but it's down to preference. Some people like soft, medium or harder rubbers. The best thing you can do is get hold of somebody's bat, but remember that every manufacturer has got the scale of hardness. So if you've been trying a T-bar or an Andro or a Jula rubber, you can find exactly the same thing in the Axiom brand at a fraction of the cost. I'll just go back to this one because it's there. I haven't got a bat made up with it on. So your starting point for that one is literally, if you're coming off the Chinese and you're not quite ready, or your coach says you're not ready, that is a great place to be. It's at your introductory price point at your German made rubber before we get to this chart, so it doesn't have the catapult effect. So finally, and I've no bats up to show you, but from top to bottom we're looking at between £40 for the very cheapest one up to 125. So one of the mistakes that somebody made a few months ago was he tried the bat, he just got the name of the bat, and he paid £40 for the bat. But what actually his friend had, he didn't have the Jekyll and Hyde actually, he had the Euro, the Omega 7 Euro, which is, we've got separate videos about this. These, by the way, that was our number one seller for 2023, and that was our number two. County players, the majority of them use this particular rubber, or if they want something a little bit lighter, or actually you can have your Jekyll and Hyde on one side and the Euro on the other. So I didn't want to spend too long on this because we've covered it in various different ways, but one or two people just a little bit confused that you've got a bat at £40 and then you've got a bat at 125. While your rubbers on your on your original one. They're $14.99 each, so you can see the difference, and those are $49.99 each. So you've basically got £100 of rubber, then your blade on top to factor in, but it's usually cheaper to buy the bat. So it's Steve from Custom Table Tennis. Hit the like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time for another video. Bye for now.